Welcome to Joburg Today. I'm your host, Leroy Viaji. If you've ever wanted to time travel to the days of the pharaohs, you can by visiting the Tutankhamun exhibition.
The golden history of Africa presented in the Golden City itself for the very first time in the whole continent. The Tutankhamun exhibition consists of the culture of ancient Egypt and the fascinating story behind it.
Tutankhamun, he lived in the so-called the Golden Age of Egypt. He was one of the kings of the 18th dynasty. This is the only royal tomb which had been discovered completely intact, and this gave us an idea about how rich this civilization was. We see on the shrines, the golden shrines, and also on other objects from the treasure of Tutankhamun, the so-called the spells, the chapters from Book of the Dead. Each object has its own function, its own job for the afterlife of the king. That's why you have this mask in order to guide the soul of the king to come back to the body and to revive again.
The Tutankhamun exhibition has been phenomenal. It's very educational, especially for us, people who were deprived of knowing about the Egyptian history.
Tutankhamun is one of the most incredible stories told about the African continent, not only about Egypt, but of the African continent. It's probably one of the most iconic symbols that Africa has.
This is not only entertaining exhibition, but it's also educational exhibition.
I'm Boitumelo Ratokwena for Joburg Today.
My name is Vusinova, and I'd rather go blind than not to watch Joburg Today.
Like us on Facebook, that's joburgtoday.tv, and on Twitter at Joburg Today. Now, if you're on the move, PocketTV.mobi. That's Pocket with an I. Located on an old gold mine, Gold Reef City is the ideal day trip destination for both families and thrill seekers alike.
We're a family destination. We're probably most famous for our rides, which range from extreme thrill rides all the way down to kiddies rides. We have the only 4D theatre in Africa, and the park was basically themed around a gold mining town from the 1880s. We offer all-day entertainment from buskers, magicians, jugglers, all the way through to tribal dancers, as well as we have a range of restaurants and fast food outlets. Thrill rides are a must-do. To name two, probably our inverted anaconda, as well as the Tower of Terror, which has a fear factor of 10 out of 10. The biggest challenge that we have is, of course, the weather. As we are an outdoor park, the weather affects us tremendously, especially if it rains. School holidays are probably our most popular peak times. Our weekends are very busy. And then, of course, during the week, we attract a lot of schools and tour groups who come and experience the Josie Story of Gold Heritage Tour.
My favorite ride is Anaconda, and I love the places, the toys, and the ride, everything here. I came with my grandparents, and I'm from Joburg, and my favorite ride is the Golden Loop.
There are many fun activities for the entire family to enjoy here. But I must say, coming to the Gold Reef City will definitely leave an everlasting feeling in your mind. I am Boitumelo Belesa for Joburg Today.
How's it? I'm James Wilson, and you're watching Joburg Today.
Still with places to go, check out the James Hall Museum of Transport, a place where visitors can get an inside look at Joburg's rich transportation history.
The James Hall Museum of Transport is the most comprehensive and largest of its kind in South Africa. The museum was formed in 1964. It was a partnership between a councillor called James Hall and the city of Johannesburg. It comprises of 6 sections. We've got animal transport, steam transport, emergency vehicles, bicycles, cars, and public transport that were used by the city. The oldest form of transport that we've got is called a sledge. When you look at the sledge, it's made out of wood and leather, and it doesn't have any wheels. It was pulled by animals like oxen, donkeys, mules, and sometimes horses. We can go to the motorcycles, bicycles, and others. The oldest one is the Butchet, that is of 1903, and is the only one of its kind in the world that is still running. From there, the oldest car that we've got in the museum is called a Clement Pennant of 1900. Most attractive one is what we call the Model T Fords, because Model T Fords are the one of its kinds. They differ. We've got a school today, we've got a preschool that comes to the museum because schools have got a curriculum that they do transport. Our aim is to preserve and conserve the land history of the city of Johannesburg.
It is quite an amazing journey for one to go through the timeline and history of land transportation in South Africa, just seeing how it's transformed over time from the Cape carts to now the recent electric cars. I am Bitumelo Pelesa for Joburg Today.
I'm Bryce Nicholson, and you're watching Joburg Today.
For more stories, check out our special focus section. And if you want to find out what's happening in and around Johannesburg, check out Joburg in your pocket. Well, that's it for me, Leroy. I leave you with White Boy Blues by Deep Fried Man.
Woke up this morning in a Tuscan villa. Our president still isn't, Helen Zille. I'm scared this country's turning into the next Zimbabwe, so I spend my time looking for clues. I think I've got a bad, bad case of them white South African blues. They say I'm privileged, and I guess that's true. But I pay my taxes, and I don't see nothing improve. The electricity price is outrageous, and it's going up by 15%. And my neighbor Yanni says all the money's just gonna go towards more Labola for our president. It seems our way of life is under attack. My garden is from Malawi, they sent him back. And every time my domestic worker rearranges my closet, I can't find my shoes. I'm no closer to finding a cure to these white South African blues. There's a poor selection of organic veggies at Pick and Pay. I'd rather go to Woolies, but I'm meant to stay away. Their economic equity policy makes me so mad I could phone into 702. Well, is there any wonder that this white boy is feeling blue?